Hi guys, good morning to you. I am Eric VM Hoi Soy, that is me, and guys, we have seen this morning, we did have PPI come in, so let me just run down those for you just in case you didn't see them yourselves, guys. We had a final year over year up 2.8, survey was for 3.2. PPI final month over month is down spot 1, where survey was for spot 2. We're looking for PPIX food year over year 2 spot 3, survey was for 2 spot 7, guys, and PPIX food month over month, I'm assuming is down spot 1. Survey was for spot 2. Next thing we have at 9:30, guys, is weekly crude distillates and gas, and we do have a 10-year note, and we have at noon and 1 o'clock we have beige book, guys. So that's what we have in store for today. That's what we have in store today, guys. In the overnight session, we definitely saw some trade above the upper extreme. It's very important to note, and I will we'll go through this with you very quickly. Very important to note that where we're trading right now, guys, we're trading the 87s, guys. 87s, 86 halves, 86 quarters were the overnight lows. 85 quarters. I'm sorry. Yeah, 86 quarters. Yeah, 95 quarters were the highs, 86 quarters were the lows, and we are trading those 86 75s right now. This is the lower extreme, guys. In spite of the bid that we saw come in yesterday, that nice bid that took us initiative out of balance to the upside on that 30-minute time frame, first real bid that we've seen in a while, guys. Sustained bid into the close, and even nice bid in the overnight session, guys. Back to that 86 quarter, 86 half. That low of the overnight session, guys, is definitely something we need to keep our eyes on. That will invalidate, right, that we failed initiative out of balance to the upside on that 30-minute time frame, guys. And that failed initiative out of balance will allow us to establish a 5-minute short lane, and that's where we're at right now, guys. So let's talk about it. ES remains initiative out of balance. When I say initiative out of balance, I'm talking about that 87 halves, guys, that were our previous all-time high, guys. We did see trade up higher, but we are still seeing trade above it at this current time. It remains initiative out of balance on the 5-minute time. On that larger time frame, still remains initiative out of balance out of that breakout from the 87 halves. It's actually not anymore trading the 86.75, so we're failing initiative. Actually, we're back into balance into that 86.75s. All right, cool. Good morning, Karen. Good to see you. So, guys, I'm going to change that up. We're not still initiative. We are at the upper extreme of the balance, right? We're at the breakout zone. At breakout zone of previous all-time highs. All right, guys. So yeah, that is and we do have that long lane bias that is still in play at the 59.75, guys. Price pattern to 59.75. Long lane bias, that was a 4-hour. On the 30-minute, yeah, we are looking for sustained trade above the 28.79 quarter, guys. 79 quarters. That is the middle of that area of balance that we have seen here. Overlapping price activity all the way from the 67s all the way up into the 87s. And that puts us right in the middle of that, about the 78, 79 area, guys. So that's what we're looking for today. It's also the middle of the area that we that overlapping price trade we saw yesterday, which is kind of why I put it there. So yes, I definitely can, Steve. I can enlarge that chart. You bet I can. So we're talking about the ES. Boom, nice and large. So let's talk about that. I just want to go over real quick. 4-hour, yeah, guys. 4 hours still right at oh, sorry, the 78 was our highs. Yeah, 78. So we are still initiative out of balance. I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, so we are still initiative out of balance, right? My bad. Still initiative. All right, so we're still initiative because that was a 78, not the 87s. I don't know what I was talking about, but yeah, the 78 was our previous breakout, and And then we are still above that, right? We saw areas of balance lower. We've invalidated that potential 30-minute lean short that we had in play yesterday. Well, I mean, 30-minute lean is still long, but you see overlapping price activity lower. You know what I'm talking about. And the 30-minute lean is, I'm sorry, the 30-minute lean we did take off. That's that 4-hour lean that's still long, guys, at the 61s, 59s. So yeah, that 30-minute short was invalidated yesterday. We did see trade all the way up into the 95 quarters in the overnight session, and we are back down. Guys, I think I am short from the 87s, 87 quarters this morning, so we are trading those right now. But guys, on the smallest time frame, we're definitely seeing a short bias. We need to see sustained trade below the 90 evens, guys, 90 evens. With that initiative out of balance, guys, that we just saw on the 5-minute time frame, on the most granular of the time frames. Yeah, the initiative we saw out of balance, out of this area of balance, guys. Trade back above that, trade back into that 90s, invalidates that short lean that I have established this morning. We'll see if we can get some continuation back below the lower extreme of this area of balance that we saw, and rotation all the way back down to the 79s today. We'll see if we do get it. Especially trade back below this this overnight low will invalidate that any sort of 5-minute lean that we had to the upside, guys. So yeah, we're gonna definitely be keeping an eye on the trade right then and right there. I don't see any new numbers to come through anytime short. Are you long the 87s? Hey, 80 long 87s, Karen or Sean, is a great place to be. I would definitely, I think that you have a great spot here at the lower extreme of the overnight session. I think that you have a great reason to continue to be long, but remember, initiative out of balance on that 5-minute to the upside in the overnight session and trade back down below that lower extreme definitely calls into question that long lean. There's no reason you can't make some profits on it, but just make sure you keep your stop tight, right? So yeah, that calls into question that long lean. So I have a short lean bias on the 5-minute. I do see sustained trade below 90, adding to that short. I think that we will see some continued selling all the way down. We'll see some added selling into the 86s, guys, into the 86s. So I would be careful with that long. So guys, let's flip over to the NASDAQ. That's right, guys. You should be able to see my screen on the NASDAQ. I was able to take short here this morning at the middle of that 5-minute balance, right? That 5-minute balance that we saw in the overnight session. I was able to take a short in there this morning at the 5s. So I was in at the 5s, and we're trading the 97s last. Guys, trade back with initiative out of balance on the 5-minute time frame, overlapping price activity lower, and trade back through the middle of that area of balance. That definitely calls into question, right? Definitely calls into question that long lean that we have that we saw yesterday. Definitely calls into question that long lean we saw yesterday. I could have actually tightened this up and put my middle area of the balance at the 14s, guys, and the lower extreme right here at the 3s, 7503s. I could have done that, but I think I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. Looking for the 87s here, guys. We're trading 97s last. We see trade below 87s, guys, into 87s and low below 87, into 87s. I'm going to lighten below 87s. I think we could see some release to the downside back into the 7460 area, 65 area. So that's what I'm looking at here on the NASDAQ, guys. That does they have a long lean bias into 7420, which we saw tested, and then perhaps 7353. I'm not really sure. Not really sure exactly what to see about that. That is a smaller balance, a smaller 4-hour balance at the upper extreme of the previous 4-hour balance. So we will we'll definitely see one of the 7420s all the way down to 7390s have been tested. I will try one more time at 7353s. We have a long lean bias established yesterday, guys. A long lean bias on that 30-minute time frame. The key area is going to be sustained trade above the 7487s, guys, which is the lower extreme, 7487s. As long as we stay above that, I think that 30-minute balance is valid. That is initiative on the 5-minute, but I do think that trade back into that gets us back into that larger area balance, and we continue to see some selling. So that is the lower extreme. I think that long balance is still valid on the 30-minute time frame until we test through that lower extreme after initiative this morning. But on the 5-minute time frame, guys, we have a short lean bias. We see key area price pattern to 75.13s, guys. 75.13s. Why do we say that? Let's zoom in on this 5-minute chart and let's see why we're talking about it, guys. We did see initiative out of balance, and we did not really see any new balance form yet down here. So until we have a real good area of balance form down here, overlapping price activity in that 10-15 point range, I really don't think we can establish a balance, and that still leaves 75.13 as our area where we'll know we're wrong, right? Where it will definitely call into question that short lean that we have talked about this morning. So guys, that's the NASDAQ. 75.13 is our key area, and let's jump on over to that YM, guys. So that NASDAQ, actually I want to jump back to the NASDAQ chart very, very quickly. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame, guys. Here is that big area, that this bar that I have shown on the chart here at 75.30. That was our initiative, guys. That was our initiative. And let's go to an actual 1-hour chart. That was our initiative out of balance out of our previous highs. We saw trade all the way up to 76.97 and then trade all the way back down, and we're into that previous area balance, guys. We're back into that previous area balance below the 75.30s. That is not a good sign. That's not a good sign. The ES did it, but is currently out of it, and we are seeing we're seeing the NASDAQ do it for about 10 points. Do it to it for 10 points last night, and back into that area balance again, yet again, guys. So that is that's where we're looking. We're unable to sustain initiative on that NASDAQ. The YM, however, does remain initiative. Let's take a look at that YM very quickly, guys. We did talk about that YM. Sorry, wrong chart. There we go. YM. Yeah, guys, we talked about that YM. Let's go out to a 1-hour chart. Yeah, guys. Initiative was the 25 660s, 660, 664, somewhere around that area, right? That was our initiative, and we have stayed initiative out of that. We have not. We did see trade all the way down. We did talk yesterday about that 757 as our 30-minute lean, guys, as that still was initiative out of balance. We didn't see trade down into. We see it pretty darn close. The 764s were the lows yesterday, I believe, and we saw a bid out of it, guys. So we've been unable to get above that 101 level. That 101 level is a big level for us, but yeah, we are definitely seeing that 4-hour at the 30-minute at 757s, and that 4-hour at 359s, 25 still intact, right? That was that 756, 757 was tested yesterday, and it failed to the downside. So 30-minute lean is long. 30-minute bias on the YM. It remains initiative. 4-hour is still long. 30-minute is long, but on the 5-minute, guys, I'm still short. I think it's a short lean, and let's take a look at it, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why on the 5-minute I think it's a short lean, and I'll tell you where I know we're going to be, if we're wrong, where I know we're going to be wrong. So we are seeing overlapping price activity last night. Initiative out of balance up into the highs of the day are the 066s, 26066, guys. 66 to 42, first one. We are back into balance on the 5-minute time frame. Overlapping price activity from the noon time frame yesterday on, and we do see another area of balance from the 031s all the way down into the 006s, guys. The middle of that area of balance is, let's call it the 19s, and then we do have a final area of balance, third area of balance lower from the 006s, guys, all the way down into the 79s. Right now we're trading the 99s last. We're off those recent lows, but yeah, trade back up above the 019s definitely invalidates that short lean that we have had here in the long lean, short lean that we put on today in the YM. I think that is what we're seeing. I think I put it as the 021s. I think I'm going to leave it as the 19s to 019s. There we go. And I do think that if we were to continue to roll over, I think that at that lower extreme, right, that lower extreme of the 5 of that area of balance from yesterday, I guess you can call it a large fat crayon 5-minute. instead of these granular 5 minutes that we have seen through here. I think we see trade back down through this lower extreme, the 070s or 970s, guys, back to the 25 970s, and at 068 we should get more selling below 068s at invalidation, guys. And that's not 068, that's 968. I don't know why I put 068. 968s will be invalidation. So guys, that's what we are seeing here. That's invalidation of any sort of 5-minute long lean. I think that I'm trading on the most granular. If you guys want to fat cran that 5 minute, you guys can definitely take a long with a stop below that 070 or 970. I'm sorry, my goodness, I'm all messed up this morning between my O's and my 9s, guys. All right, and then finally, last but not least, oh yeah, it is the least. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but it is the least. On the 1 hour time frame, we're looking at that Russell, guys. Russell was initiative above the 1720 spot 8s, and we have seen failure of that initiative. We're seeing overlapping price activity here in the Russell, guys, between the, I guess we can call it between the 25s and all the way down into the 08s. So guys, overlapping price activity in the Russell, third area balance lower, and it failed initiative out of balance. And I have no bias on the 30-minute time frame on the Russell. The long lean bias is still in play though on the 4 hour 1681 and anywhere above. And I do see I do see here on that Russell, I didn't actually get to that before the chart talk this morning, so let me just determine what I see here right now. Yeah, guys, I think we're seeing failed initiative out of balance to the downside. We could just see overlapping price activity. I'm not really sure what we're seeing here, but we are definitely seeing below the overnight lows. So I think that short lean is still intact all the way up to 1718 spot 2, which is 4 ticks above where we are right now. So that's a really tight trade. I'm going to expand that up to 1719s. But guys, remember that Russell is manic. It is apropos of nothing, and I'm going to take that up to the 19. So I'm going to leave a short lean on the short lean bias. We need to see, so the key area is price pattern into 1719 spot 0, right? Price pattern into 1719 spot 0. So that is what we're looking for, and that will trade above that. Sustained trade, right? Sustained trade above invalidates 5-minute lean. Okay, so guys, that is what we're seeing on the Russell. So that was a quick down and dirty this morning, 18 minutes worth of chart talk, and that is that's what I'm seeing. That's why I'm seeing it, and those are the things that I think that you should be seeing too, guys. So Sean, Steve, Karen, and CJ. That is right. Great chart talk. Thank you, Karen. You know it. You know I'm here for you. I was worried, Karen, that you might not have, had heard that we were going to start at 8 o'clock. But I'm glad to see that you were here. Glad to see that you joined us. And heck yeah, that is what we're seeing. So I am going to go ahead and post up those leans in the chat for you. Copy and chat blast, guys, coming on through. There it is. Sorry if I messed up anyone's chat. You guys can oh, it was thanks to Sean. Good. I'm glad. I actually thought about texting you this morning on my way down here, but I was like, man, she might just still be asleep, and I don't want to mess with that, right? So all right, cool, awesome, good looking out, Sean. I appreciate you. All right, guys, that concludes chart talk for today. This has been a Lost Child production. It has been a great trade that we have seen down here. We're seeing the 8 evens and 8 quarters trade. But guys, this is a Lost Child production. It is dedicated to my son, and this message is for you, kiddo. I love you with my whole heart, and I hope to see you soon. So guys, we are seeing some trade here, and yeah, I think that those short leans are still intact, guys, still intact. Remember, it's 90. The 90 in the ES invalidates that short lean bias on the most granular time frame, guys. Sean is long from the 87s and which is the lower extreme of that area of balance. Trade back below that 86 quarter, guys. 86 quarter, which is the low, overnight low. I think we see some more selling come in. Nasdaq unable to sustain the initiative. We have a short lean bias. We're looking for a price pattern to 75.13. That's how we'll know we're wrong, because one day we will be wrong. We were wrong early yesterday, but early and once, not often, guys. This is Chicago, but we don't vote. We don't trade like they have a tendency to vote here. All right, guys, early and often, if you know what I'm saying. All right, guys, and we are seeing a short lean bias on the YM trade at. We'll know that we're invalidated with Kyria with sustained trade above 26.019, and we should get more selling below 25.968 at invalidation. All right, guys, and that Russell is failed initiative. Guys, and we are seeing no bias on the 30-minute, 5-minute. Yeah, we're looking for price pattern to 79.19, a sustained trade above that, invalidates that 5-minute short lean that we've had. So, guys, I did give you guys a look at how we know we're wrong this morning, because, yeah, guys, it's important to know when you're wrong. More important to know when you're wrong than when you're right. When you're right, you have that great feeling. When you're wrong, you have to know why you're wrong and where you're wrong, and know when to get out of the way. All right, guys, that concludes Chart Talk for this morning, and I hope those of you guys on YouTube, hope you guys are missing the charts a little bit, if you know what I'm saying, are missing the charts and saying, hey, where are these charts? Come on over to FutureSquawk, guys. Come over to FutureSquawk, and you'll be able to see the charts live and chat with us as the day goes along. It's a broadcast every day from 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, all the way until the close. Have a great one, guys. Trade well.